Hello, world. Hello, you bunch of degens out there.
Yeah, but I
Hello,
mean,
you
maybe
sexy girls shaking your butts.
do you want to introduce yourself first of all, Sim, for my followers on Instagram? Because I probably haven't seen you apart from the odd story.
Oh yeah, that's why I'm saying hello. Hi, hello, all the beautiful people on Instagram that are hopelessly scrolling, looking for any kind of alpha or any kind of pleasure to undo the pain of this market. My name is Sim. I am the bringer of great news, but I'm also the bringer of sometimes terrible news when you need to hear it. So I've been here in crypto since Moses parted the waters in 2012, and I've been getting people to not lose all of their money for so long that Alex thought to bring me on. We're friends, so we're here now. You know.
I thought we could bring on some more experienced words of wisdom in times of need.
Yeah, and I've started with this whole rant, so now you think I'm an idiot, which is great. In this world, you can't be too smart. If you're dumb enough to buy meme coins, you get rich. If you're too smart to analyze things for profit and earnings ratios, yeah, that's not going to work out.
So, do you think meme coins are dead on the topic of meme coins?
No, I think meme coins are just getting started. I think a lot of people misunderstand what's happening in the stock market. I mean, the crypto markets right now. Right now, the bull run hasn't even started. That's what I'll say.
Yeah,
We had a Bitcoin run, and what happened is capital went from the lowest end of the risk curve to the riskiest end of the risk curve. So it went directly from the Bitcoin bull run to the meme coin bull run. And all of that is just us degens playing around. There wasn't that much new capital that entered the markets. This was just the crypto heads, having a fun old time. So this whole meme cycle that you just saw was actually, it was just the beginning. Like when we zoom out at the tail end, it's going to look like a little pimple on the screen. Um, Meme coins haven't even started yet. Now, 99.9999% of meme coins are shit coins. There's like 5 million of them out there, and
yeah.
and they're custom built scams that will steal all of your money. If you look at the comments of this video and it says, I'm buying some 22XA, blah, blah, blah. Thanks for saying it. There's a million of those. But there are a bunch of solid meme coins like Trump that are going to take over the entire world, like the man himself.
Yeah, agreed. Just getting started, but you need to know which ones you're looking at. You can't just go to a dartboard, throw a dart at it, and go, "Yeah, I'll have a bit of that one."
Yeah, it's like picking your wife. Okay,
Yeah,
there are billions of women out there, and the sad reality is most are not worth investing in. Okay, so you could go out there and throw a dart and hit a bird and go, wow, yeah, picked him. Yeah, but that's why most marriages don't work out. Now, I'm not saying most women out there are not dateable. I'm saying for you as a person, there's very few that are a specific fit. And for you to analyze them and understand what's the best fit for you is really, really important. Otherwise, you are going to have a divorce. And that's what happens in crypto. You end up getting married to a thing and you think it's the greatest and you have the honeymoon period and both of you
yeah,
are going up and it's all exciting. And then the bear market hits or this process hits and you're sitting on losses and she took everything.
yeah. Did you manage to catch anything on the lead up to this short-term bear market? Because obviously, on the Bitcoin bull run, there were some alts that performed as well, and some memes. I mean, just to name a
Yep.
few: Pepe, Whiff, Turbo, Giga, SPX, stuff like that. Did you manage to
Yep.
catch any of those trains before they left the station?
Not the memes like this early in the bull run. I don't like to wade that deep into the risky end of the pool. I never expected, this has never happened before where we had the capital flow to the risky end. At the beginning part, my rule is just don't lose money. Like, I'm not
Yeah,
here to make the most amount of money. I'm here to lose the least amount of money. And out of all of my people, nobody's lost a single penny ever. With the caveat that we hold our losses because we buy solid shit, and then we just hold our losses until at least one cycle. And after holding a full cycle, nobody's ever lost any money because we hold solid stuff. I put, this, I put 100% of my liquid net worth into XRP
yeah,
over the last year and a half. All of it. Like, I'm an all in type of guy because And not just me, my community put ungodly amounts of money in there because I work with high net worth individuals. There's a fund that I run, and I put over half the fund in there. I put it in there around 50 cents, 50 to 60 cents. And, everybody thought I was an idiot. And then we caught that rocket ship, and now everybody thinks we're a genius. Another one that we did was Render. Render we bought at
Yeah,
$2, rode it up to $12, sold it all at $12, did not rebuy it again, and now going
immaculate
to go
timing.
back. We're going to go back and buy it again for $2. So that's my secret.
Yeah. I mean, going back to you saying holding for one cycle and you practically can't lose, and I am living proof of that. First cycle, like everybody, I put money
Yeah,
in, rode it all the way up, never sold anything, rode it all the way down, held through, added, and then before you know it, you're
yeah.
up faster than you can say hello in the next start of the bull run.
Well, I would ask you there, what changed in between that first one and second one? Because I know you're part of the Real Vision community as well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
like,
I think
what is it?
the main
Yeah.
the main thing for me it was the fact that normally your average person would sell, take the loss, and go, "Oh my god, I'm never touching it again."
Mm,
Whereas I looked at it, I was an apprentice at the time, my second year, and I was making thousands of dollars or pounds, whichever way you want to look at it, in a couple months, and that at the
mm,
time was my monthly wage. And sometimes it did it in a week, sometimes it did it in 2 weeks, and I was like, this is mental. And then you obviously fall down
yeah.
the crypto rabbit hole. And I got sucked into what I'd class as bad content creators. So do you remember the American one, Ben, who's what's his name?
Bit boy crypto.
BitBoy. Yeah, I literally used to watch Bit. I happily admit I used to watch
Ay,
BitBoy
ay,
Crypto,
ay.
right? And
Yeah,
then it
yeah,
got to a point where I was like, I'm not watching this anymore. And then you come across the likes of
yeah,
Real Vision, Benjamin Cohen, and then you come across like Lynn Alden and all these other like Bitcoin bulls. Like then you go down the macro rabbit hole. But
yeah.
you listen to all these people, and then you learn about this currency debasement, liquidity, and all this stuff, and you realize that this stuff isn't going to go away. So that bear market was kind of me filtering out all the bad content creators, moving in the
Mm,
good ones, and then listening to them and going, right, okay, it's hanging around. I need to make the most of it. And that's where I kind of sacrificed probably about a year where I sacrificed 75% of my salary every month just to add to my bags through the bear
I love
market.
that.
And
Yeah,
then,
it's yeah, I love that it's not just about who you listen to; it's who you don't listen to.
yeah,
Right there's 1,000 people out there. If anything, now one of the things I like to show you. Here's one of my secrets. Okay, we're already giving you insane alpha, and this is what my alpha looks like. This is my YouTube algorithm. It says your history has been paused, so the algorithm cannot recommend me anything. That's how I watch YouTube. Now,
yeah,
I have a few people that I'm subscribed to. So under the subscription, I have the people that I want to watch, and look at that, Ripple pops up right away. Okay, because I'm focused. I was focused on
yeah,
one thing and one thing only, Ripple, because I put all my money into it. Right now that it's up, I'm gonna dump a big position of it. But it's like the key is to stop the algorithm from letting you determining your mindset. Like
yeah,
guaranteed, whoever you are. If you are watching this conversation, you're lucky because this conversation is not the one that's being pushed out to everyone on YouTube. There's some idiot out there that's being pushed that's saying buy this shit coin, do that, who's probably freaking out right now, and his YouTube thumbnail probably looks like this.
yeah,
Like, yeah. So what I do is sometimes I'll open up one of my other YouTube accounts and I'll just scroll down and I'll look through the thumbnails, and if they're terrified, that means I buy. If they're all
yeah.
exuberant, that means I sell. Right. So not listening to the wrong people is important, and having that macro framework, I think, is huge.
Yeah.
One of the
I
things
mean,
I've taught my people. Yeah, go ahead.
sorry, you carry on.
No, ladies first. Go ahead.
Thank you. um, I mean, the other thing is, I mean, especially for I think kids, well, young adults my age and say down to 18, is you very quickly realise, well, I did in the UK, how fucked you are. Like, house prices are through the roof. The
Yeah.
traditional way, picket white fence of getting a house, having some kids, having a couple cars on one salary is gone. And it seems at the time to me a way out. And then
Mm-hmm.
obviously you go down the rabbit hole and you realise it actually is a way out. But
It's the only
because
way out.
it's, yeah, and because it's so volatile,
No.
people get knocked off the train. And you literally just have to strap yourself in and embrace it. And that's the hard
Yeah,
part.
and
And it's,
that's
I mean, for
that's
me, the most
where. Yeah.
frustrating thing is when people go, "Oh, you got lucky." You're like, "Oh, did I get lucky watching my portfolio fall 80% within 1 month?" Doesn't sound like much
Yeah.
luck to me.
Yeah.
So,
No, it's you can tell the people you can get lucky too. Let me tell you my story of luck. I'm sitting here right now in Bali. You can hear the birds chirping in the background. Okay, free as a bird. I don't have to work a day in my life for the rest of my life. Okay, I was born in a tuk tuk in India, literally in a tuk tuk, and I lived in a mud house, a house where we rubbed adobe on the walls and the rain would wash it away. I remember when we got the first landline. I had a black and white TV, bro, with one channel. Okay, and we got a
crazy.
landline, and the whole village was so excited. 1997, we got a landline, and everybody was super excited about a landline. Okay, that is the world that I came from. Nobody gave me a fucking handout. And if you
Yeah,
think I got lucky, here's how I got lucky. It's easy to get lucky. I'll show you how to get lucky. Here's how you get lucky. Okay, from the age of 15 until the age of 30, I just spent every single waking moment of my life working on escaping the matrix, teaching myself everything that I need to learn, from quantum mechanics to theory of relativity and everything in between. Anybody who knows what that means knows that's everything. Okay, and macro and money and working my ass off, going to my job for 8 hours a day, and then spending 9 hours a day on myself and learning and teaching myself skills. Okay, until 28, I was making shit money. Well, until about 26, I was making shit money. Until 24, I was making $700 checks and living below the poverty line. And I didn't even have enough money to buy crypto when I was like, when Bitcoin was at $5. I barely had enough money to buy food and really good weed because in Canada, I loved weed. Okay. And then I was a pothead for 13 years. And then when I was 28, Canada legalized weed, and I became the premier cannabis expert of Canada. Built a weed company, sold it, hit the eject button 6 days before COVID because I knew the world was going to blow up. Hit the eject button from Canada 6 days before COVID. Moved to Bali. Okay, I sell this weed company, but there's no money in it. When you build a new company, there's no cash to like take out of the company. I'm getting paid
yeah,
$500 a month, and I come here with just that $500 a month, and from there, I'm sitting where I am. So like anybody can get lucky in this world. Anybody can get lucky. The problem is most people just don't work hard enough to be lucky. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, it's kind of, I had a conversation today with a good friend of mine actually from another crypto community in the UK called Blockchain Sensei. And
Mm.
he was on the phone today and he literally went, "Bro, I don't know how you do it." Because at the moment I work a 9 to 5, so I work nights in the
Yeah.
UK. It's currently 5:15 in the morning here. I started work at 10 o'clock last night, and then I wake up. And as soon as I get up, it's content, clients, gym,
Yeah.
learning, and then back to work.
That's what it
Get
takes.
home every day, and have been doing
Yeah.
that for
There's
the
no,
last
there's no, there's
two
no
years.
Netflix and chill in your life. There's no sitting there and
No,
like wasting time and all this shit. Yeah. That's why you make it, you know?
it's impossible for me to even watch anything on Netflix because I watch that. My girlfriend will put up a trailer for something, and we either don't agree on it, and I just go, "Well, that's a load of shit. I'm not watching that."
Mm. Yeah.
And I mean, even the weekends. Oh, do you want to do
Yeah.
this? Do you want to do that? Yeah, I don't mind doing the odd thing, but most of it, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, it doesn't mean anything to me. So what's the point?
Yeah. It's like, babe,
So
what do you want to do? Crypto. Babe, what do you
yeah,
want to do? Content. It doesn't make for a great relationship though. I've lost a few relationships where the argument was, why can't you just relax? And I was like, you relax. I don't relax. Okay. Now I'm 35 and I'm starting to relax. I'm like, hey, relax, calm down, psycho. There's nowhere to go. Okay. Uh, uh,
yeah,
if she wants to watch something, it's not going to kill you to do it. But yeah, that's because once you get to the destination, it's easy. But when you're on
Yeah.
the way, I'm telling you this, man. If like, I studied the greatest legends of all time my whole life, and they always said the same thing. They said,
Yeah.
spend your teens and your 20s focused on the mission, and you'll spend the rest of your life in freedom. Or spend your teens and your 20s doing what you do during your teens and your 20s, and you'll spend the rest of your life in prison.
Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. So I'm very not anti traveling when you're young. I'm just, okay,
Yeah,
if I can be retired by 30, I then have X amount of years to do all of that. So why do I need to sacrifice? If I can sacrifice 5, 6 years in my early 20s or late 20s to then be able to do what I want when I want, that to me is an absolute no brainer. And
yeah,
if it doesn't work, at least I can look back on it and say, I gave it my best shot.
yeah. And you gave it the most energetic years. See, your
Yeah,
teens and your 20s are the most energetic years where you make the biggest mistakes because you don't have the experience and your brain's not fully formed. Trust me,
yeah,
I know my brain's barely fully formed now. Okay, and I'm 35. And when I look at the me from 25 and 25 and earlier, just complete nutso. Like, I literally had interventions where they were like, "You need to stop driving like a psycho. You're gonna kill yourself and everybody in the car." And I was like, "Oh, I thought you guys enjoy it." They're like, "No, that is like ridiculous what you do." And I was like, "Oh, but I've never been in an accident, never had a speeding
yeah,
ticket, never like anytime I get put whatever, you know." But those years are where you're the most likely to make the biggest mistakes. For example, if you're young and you're out there and you're chasing girls and you're doing all this stuff, you make one baby and it's over. It's over.
yes. That in the
Give
UK
up your
is
dreams.
happening a lot.
It's over. Okay, so
Yeah.
like it's me spending those years sitting in a corner behind a laptop means I'm not that good at chasing girls, which is thank you so much. I don't really need to do that. Now
Because
now
as soon as you
now they
start
chase me.
talking, you mention crypto.
I mean, crypto, it's over. Crypto is like
You're one of those crypto bros, and they move on.
it's it should be called a crypto night, bro. It's kryptonite. That's why it's called kryptonite, right? It's like girls like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Oh, please don't ask what I do. Please don't ask." That's why now when they say, "What do you do?" I go, I'm a YouTuber." And they go, "What kind of YouTuber?" I'm like, "Don't ask." Right?
Education,
But anyways,
education.
education, financial advisor. No, this is not financial advice. This is life advice. Okay, like no. So okay, so now I'll ask you this question: if you had to look at the biggest problems that the people that you work with face, what are the two biggest problems that they face?
Not taking the risk, and then overlooking what. So, it, this is, for example, people or my friends my age. Well, I'm 25, so I have friends
Hmm.
aging from the age of 23 to 26 ish, and some of them either aren't sure what to do or don't know where to start. And to me, in today's age, you have to pick something and choose it and see where it takes you. Now, when I did my
Hmm.
apprenticeship at the age of 18, no one has a clue what they want to do when they leave school. Like, I openly admit that I didn't have a clue. I wasn't
Yeah.
very good academically, but I knew I could do manual labour construction stuff. So I
Hmm.
did a bit of carpentry, did a bit of plumbing, bit of window fitting, hated all of it. Didn't even like doing electrics. But I thought, right,
Hmm.
electrics is decent money, seems pretty easy, stuck with it. And then I did the 4 year apprenticeship. It ended up being 5 because of COVID. And then I am now a qualified electrician now, and you get a decent salary. Whereas you get
Hmm.
some kids go, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm going to go do sixth form. Oh, I'm going to go to uni. Oh, and they're constantly going, oh, I'm going to do this. Then they'll have a gap year after their 4 years of uni, and then they go back home. Where are they? Working in Tesco or Starbucks. So their
Exactly.
whole period where they could have had a dream or even an idea, they couldn't put any effort or anything into it because they were so busy being unsure and not having a path. And I think with AI nowadays, especially for me, it's great to have an unbiased opinion and for someone to talk to that can actually help
Hmm.
you even start. And it could be the very simplest of, okay, say you want to do a baking business. What's the first step of baking? People trying your products. So just bake, literally bake, give them out at shops, local farm shops, whatever it is. Go out there, give them out, get some reviews.
Let
For
me tell
me,
you a baking story. Let me tell you a baking
go on.
story. Okay. There is a children's school here called Wood School, I think. This teacher took the kids, and they're like, below the age of 10, to all the different coffee shops and had them try cookies. Kids are experts in cookies. Then he
Yeah,
had his kids fill out a survey of the quality of the cookies, what they like and what they don't like. He did that at a bunch of coffee shops here in Bali. A lot of coffee shops. He then went back with the kids and they designed cookies that the kids liked more than all those cookies. Surveyed better cookies. Went back to the shops and handed them the cookies and said, "Try our cookies." The kids are taking over the cookie game of Bali. Children below the age of 10 are taking over the cookie game in one of the biggest tourist spots on
that's
earth,
crazy.
simply because of creative thinking. Okay, it's
Yeah,
like, if you want the cookie game, go to 1,000 cookie shops, try their cookies, and build a better cookie and take it back to them. Right?
yeah,
In That's what I'm saying. In today's world, there's no excuse, because there's 12-year-olds becoming millionaires, and if
yeah.
you're not becoming a millionaire, that's your fault. It's not the UK's fault. It's not
No,
the government's fault. It's not demographic. It's none of that shit. Because when we give our power away to those things and we go, "Oh, it's Trump doing it. It's this doing it," that's disempowering us.
yeah,
I always say it's my fault, right? If I get hit by a truck, it's my fault, even if the guy was doing something wrong, because then it keeps the power with me. That means I get to do something different to change it, right?
yeah,
So one of the points you said was like people not taking the risk, right?
yeah,
And I think there was a framework of thinking that really helped me a lot. First of all, ever since I was a child, I was a risk taker. I almost killed myself on pretty much a regular basis. I told you about the driving, but risk has been part of my being.
yeah.
But as I was listening to the legend, they said, "Okay, how about this? Most people think I don't want to take the risk because what if it doesn't work out?" Right? And it makes sense. But here's another way to think about it. Okay, right now, where you are today, you probably have a job, you probably don't like the life that you're in, and you're probably stuck in the same place running on a hamster wheel. Okay? Yes, I'm psychic. Trust me, I lived that life. Lots of us have lived that life and been in a fucking Groundhog Day forever, right? Now, from that place, if you take a risk doing something else, you continue to do what you're doing. You keep your job, you keep all the stuff. You don't just give that up and run into the woods with some dream, right? You spend the other hours trying something new. If it doesn't work, what happens? You end up right where you were the whole time. You're still on the hamster wheel. Nothing changes.
100%.
Nothing changes. But if it works, your entire life changes. So the trade is no loss on one side, except for a bunch of attempts, and failure. Okay? On the other side is success and your dream life. The issue is the world teaches us not to fail. You go to
Yeah.
school, don't fail. Your parents are like, don't fail. They're like consoling you when you fail.
I think
When
I
I
did
have
enough of
kids,
that in
I'm gonna.
school, whereas now I'm comfortable with it.
I know, and
I
you're
really
right, and
don't
this is.
care.
But that's the thing. When you're not good in school, you're a failure in school. You're constantly whipped for being like, an idiot in school. When you get to the markets, when you get to the real world, and everybody fucking tries to, life punches you in the face, you go, "Come on, that's you got to hit me a little harder. I'm used to,
Yeah.
getting knocked around a decent bit more, right?" So fail as many times as you can. Now, within crypto, not taking the risk of crypto, here's what I'll tell you: go to a website called thegreattaking.com. Read the book and watch the documentary. It's from an ex hedge fund manager who had a near death experience and was told by God that he needs to teach this to everybody. And he shows you case law that proves that it is legal to confiscate all of your assets. And they're about to do it, my projection, by 2027. So you can play in the comfort zone and be like, "I don't want to take the risk in crypto." They're going to take everything from you anyway. They've already taken everything from you. They've taken the future. They've taken potential. They've taken any kind of mobility. They're about to turn that up to 11. So this is the last opportunity we have to escape the matrix. After that, the doors on the matrix close and it's over.
Yeah. That's literally what I've said all the time. The worst case scenario to me is I become your average Joe and I work a 9 to 5. I have a house, I have a mortgage. That's it. Like, that is the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Best case
Yeah.
scenario, like you just say, your whole life changes and your families and your loved ones, everybody's. So to
Yeah.
me, it is a no-brainer, which is why I am always, and have been for the last couple of years, ball to the walls, risk, and not taking my eye for this stuff. Because
That's why
for people like
you're gonna
me,
move to Bali.
yeah,
That's why you're gonna move to
exactly.
Bali.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the goal.
No, you're already
So
done. Like the moment I met you here, the moment that we were hanging out at the private members club, and we're like, I met you, I hang out, and I'm like, cool, this guy, he's in. He's already escaped the matrix. He's just figuring out the logistics to
yeah,
mind some P's and Q's. Mainly he's
yeah,
convincing the wifey to make sure that she wants to move. That's it. You know.
yeah. I'm very thankful actually that she's very understanding and lets me kind of just crack on with it all.
Yeah.
Whereas if I had someone, because I'm a very of that, I don't know what the word is, but if someone was saying, no, come on, you got to do this, do that, I'd probably just tell you to go. But I'm doing this, you need to lead
Yeah.
me to it. And
Yeah.
if it works, then it's going to be better for you down the line. So if you can't see that, then it's not going to work. But she's very good with it, thankfully.
Well, a lot of people, a lot of my clients have, I've seen that to be a problem where they're like, I want to take the risk, I want to do all these things, but she doesn't want me to do it. And I'll be honest, this is something divisive to say, but I'll tell you anyway. A man's job is to make decisions. Okay, like sometimes you have to make a decision that your woman doesn't agree with. She may get angry at you for, but if you know that's the right decision as a man, you have to decide and drive the family and yourself towards that direction because you know that is the direction to go. You know, women tend to be they tend to want to be safer, which is innate in the protective nature of the feminine. So it's like, and I'm not saying everybody one way or the other. There's a lot of variance, but the point is like for a lot of those people, I was like, look, you can either choose the same comfort or you can make the decision and go. And nobody makes money without losing money,
Yeah.
like a lot of money. You ask anybody, how much money have you made? And if they go, a lot of money, you go, how much money have you lost? They go, fuck, man, a
Yeah.
lot of money. Okay.
That's
And
the
then,
other
and
thing
then
that stops a lot of people
yeah,
from getting in is just that risk of losing money. Like that smallest thing, even if it could be a couple $100, it totally puts them off.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why when I'm saying none of my people have lost money. Yeah, but we're sitting on 90% losses on some things. So if our mindset was losing
Yeah.
money like that, then and the truth is, if you just walk into the crypto market and you put your money into something, the probability of you losing all your money is 99.999%.
Yeah.
It's almost guaranteed that you will lose all of your money in crypto. If you don't know what you're doing and you walk amongst the wolves and you pull out a dollar bill, they're going to take it. You're playing against Wall
Yeah.
Street. That's why it's so important to have a strategy, a plan, a framework that you execute within, and having people to consult with and not listening
Yeah.
to idiots, and having a clear frame of mind and understanding of why you're doing what you're doing and why you're selecting things.
Yeah. 100%. So let's get into some alpha. How do you,
Hmm.
Sim, do your fundamental analysis?
Great segue. Okay, so my viewpoint on crypto has always been that I want to buy things that actually do something really valuable for society, that society would be willing to pay for, that I can understand is a use case that clearly is so valuable to society that society would pay billions and trillions of dollars for it. Utility, functionality, because that makes sense to me, right? That has been the case until this cycle where I'm like, fuck it, meme coins. Listen, the world is retarded, so I gotta add some meme coins to my portfolio. The use case of them is that it's just idiocy tokenized. It's culture. I know it's tokenized culture, and it's like all that.
Yeah.
No, it's just a speculative place to make a fuck ton of money, and I'm not missing out on the fuck ton of money piece. Okay, so that's the one place where that this doesn't apply. But I look at it from a place of, okay, what is actually useful to people, especially this cycle. It's really important to look at it from a perspective of, look, retail isn't going to take a $3 trillion market to 10 trillion or 20 trillion. Retail doesn't have $17 trillion, right?
Yeah.
Yes, I know market cap is not how much money flows in, but this is just, we're having a conversation. This time around, it's going to be institutions and the big players that are going to enter that are actually going to take this market to the next stage. Those players have a very fundamental way of analyzing projects. Those players are going to come in, look at meme coins, and just write them off completely. That's just retail speculation still. they're going to look at fundamentals. So a few different ways that I do it is one is, look, I'll show you. I'll give you some of the most insane alpha that you've never heard of. This
Would you say that
is
they're even going to write off the likes of Doge being the biggest?
yes, yeah, like those players, they have their analysis framework doesn't even bring Doge into it. Now, by those players, I mean the institutional guys. There's a
Yeah.
lot of high net worth players that are part of like the Real Vision community who are, they're savvy investors, they're crypto savvy investors, but they're ultra wealthy. They are going to buy things like Doge. So money is going to flow to Doge a lot, especially now. Come on, it's a government agency at this point. Okay, so it's going to get a lot. But
Yeah.
like as far as like all the meme coins, they write off meme coins right away, as I did for years and years. But one amazing
Yeah.
place, little known place, is this Masari Research. Okay, Masari is one of the best research services out there. They're actually friends. We're partnered with them for FarmSend, our project. But they do very, very deep fundamental analysis of the different coins, and then they do like quarterly reports on certain coins. Right, so you can go in here and you get, like, for example, Pith. Pith is one of my favorite coins for this cycle. Okay, I can go in and I can learn all the details. I can learn all the details around Pith. What's going on with it? Why does it do what it do? Key metrics. Find details around what it does. Now, you might be somebody who's new and looking at this and going, Sim, you already overwhelmed me. This is a lot. Relax. What you do is you copy this thing called a URL. Okay, then you take it over to ChatGPT and you tell ChatGPT to give you a fundamental analysis of this like you're 5. I mean, you might be 5, you might be 6. I mean, who knows? Maybe you're as like advanced as a 7-year-old, you know? Then you could go here over here to our friend ChatGPT. Okay.
And this is why there is
And
literally no excuse for anyone nowadays learning anything.
no excuse. No excuse at all. Like this is okay. So here actually now we got 4.5. So I'll turn on 4.5 ChatGPT. 01 would be nice too, but no, 01 can't search the internet, so 4.5. Okay. Please. So what you say is, I want you to act as a crypto researcher and spell it right and coach. Please analyze this project and explain to me why it's good to buy or not good to buy. Explain it like I'm a 15-year-old. Okay, that's right around. That's genuinely right around where people should be looking for stuff. This is how I do it. Boom. Okay,
And
it's
within
gonna
a
go
matter
in.
of minutes.
So now it's like, imagine you're playing a game and you need real-time scores to make decisions. Bit Network is a reliable friend who provides up-to-the-minute scores, but instead of game scores, it delivers on-time financial data. Okay, so like there you go. Now you understand what it does. Now, can you imagine the value of something that feeds data into a system? So is it a
Yeah.
good investment? Yeah. Then you go, okay, things to be cautious of. Oh, okay. Well, it's volatile. Yeah. There's technological risks. Yeah. Regulatory. Now you can have a full-on conversation with it. Can I buy
I mean,
it
they've just
in the
partnered with
UK?
Revolut, haven't they? Haven't PIF just partnered with Revolut Bank, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know specifically, but they have a bunch of different partnerships. There you go. Can I buy it in the UK? Yeah, because they just Revolut. You can buy it on Kraken. Okay, it tells you
Yeah.
exactly what to do. Now it'll remember that you asked it all these questions, and boom, you can have a full on conversation with this thing to try to figure it out. Okay, and
Yeah.
actually, at the end of this call, we'll share an AI that I've trained that is now going to be part of Alex's consulting process. It's AI sim basically, and you can go in there and ask it questions, and it'll make a bunch of jokes and explain it to you like you're 5. Okay, something like that.
Wow.
So that way of thinking, it's like, look, we're dropping alpha. Okay, if you make it this far through the video,
So
that
now we've
means
got
you
a
get
pocket
access to
sim.
something. Pocket sim, exactly. Right. Um, Another like one of my favorite absolute favorite places is Real Vision. Like
Yeah.
I pay $7,000 a year for their top tier subscription, and that subscription is by far the best source of information that I
I
ever
still
had.
need to
Right.
upgrade
So
mine. I'm still on Plus at the minute.
Plus is more than good enough, man. Like when I'm saying pro and all access and stuff, if you can afford it, it's great because you get deep level data, but it's also overwhelming for how much stuff you get. You know, be able to absorb. There's no excuse not to spend $700 a year on it. And you go in and you're going to get everything. You're going to get, you know, take a look at this. You're going to get reports that
Institutional
you can,
grade reports, yeah, everything.
everything. And then actually the most important thing that you need to watch on this platform, which you actually got to pay $7,000 for. You don't have to pay 7,000, but you got to pay like at least, 3,500 to get to it. But it's the most life-changing thing that you will ever watch is this right over here. It's me talking on the platform. Okay. Yes, that is a completely shameless plug. Okay, we'll stop the plugging. Yeah.
I think I'd do the same if I was
No,
on there as well.
of course, bro. And no, I don't make any money from it at this point. Trying to make money off of people is I've left that game a long time ago. It's just a little bit of fun. So that platform is traditional, not even like legitimate, vetted financial experts explaining to you what's going on in the financial world. Okay, it's not. I call them cryptoddlers. Like even us, we count as cryptoddlers. Okay, so if you listen to just us and
Well,
you don't
I
have
only met
anybody over the
you
age,
because of the Real Vision community.
exactly, right? And in the end, like you're really wise for your years. The way you think, the way we discuss things, even the kind of strategies that you're talking to people about. These are strategies informed by the wisdom of the wise ones. It's not like we just sat down and made this up and went, yeah, buy meme coins and shit coins and click here. No, it's like it's fundamental. So like listen to the wisdom of the ages and ignore all the rest of the stuff. Now,
Yeah,
here's a fact. Here's a fact. Most people don't know it. 95% of the value that accrues in crypto accrues to the top 200 coins.
yeah,
95% of the market cap sits in the top 200 coins. I mean, 60% of the market cap sits in Bitcoin. That means only 30% of the market cap sits in the next 199 coins. 300 billion even sits in like stable coins. Okay, that's another 10% gone. So that means 20% of the market cap now sits in the next 199 coins. Everything below that gets less than 5% of the market cap. Okay. So when you're playing in this risky space, understand that, right? If you
yeah.
take all your money and you bet it on something that's the 700th project, top 700th project out of 5 million projects, yeah, you're going to have some problems. Not even five. Now, I think
Yeah.
now there's 12 million. Sorry. Yesterday was 5 million coins. Today there's like 12.6 million coins or something.
I mean, so the other thing when it comes to fundamentals as well, like for me, you haven't got to make it difficult. So I caught,
Yeah.
and some of my clients caught Turbo at like $50 million market cap before it ripped to 800.
Yeah.
And the very simple fundamental thing there was ChatGPT had just come out. Some guy basically said said to ChatGPT, make me the next best meme coin. He gave him a budget of $69 and he did it. There was no other fundamental analysis that I needed apart
Yeah.
from there's an AI that's made a meme coin. There it
Well,
is.
that's the
And
thing.
AI
That's
was the
the
big
thing.
topic at the time.
If this the sad but also the exciting secret about crypto is if you know something before everybody else knows it, then you're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
because
my buddy
the other one now.
yeah.
Go on.
No, go ahead, go ahead. I talk too much.
So the one I'm looking at now, maybe a little bit more alpha, is a meme coin on base. Now, obviously, being younger, my portfolio is probably a hell of a lot riskier than anyone probably listening to the call and who's
Hmm.
watching us out there. And my favorite meme coin on base at the minute is Miggles. Now, back when I believe was
Miggles.
2023, yeah,
All right.
Coinbase released a video of a cat basically licking some sort of catfish biscuit, right? And out of nowhere, someone's then created this meme coin called Mr. Miggles. It wasn't
Yeah.
affiliated with Coinbase. It now is affiliated with Coinbase. They made a separate company called Per Labs to then get the IP for the meme coin. They now have a creators fund, and that meme coin is yet even to be
No way.
listed on Coinbase. Yeah,
No way.
The meme
Coinbase
coin
took
isn't
over
even
the
listed on
IP.
their own exchange yet.
Oh,
Their own meme coin isn't even listed on their own exchange.
listen, that's alpha. That's alpha.
Now,
Mix,
if it's wrong, it's wrong. I'm going to hold
yeah.
my hands up to it. But the risk to reward here is second to none, because I think the current
Listen.
market cap, if I'm not mistaken, is 29 million. It's already gone to a peak of 200. So you're currently buying
Well,
it
so
at around about 85% discount, give or take.
right, but this is where now you got to be if you're listening to this and you're searching it like I am, you got to be real careful because there's MR Miggles, and then there's MISTER Miggles, and then there's
So
probably
the
like
ticker,
MRS Miggles.
the
Okay.
ticker is Miggles, Miggles, and I will quickly share my screen so you all get the right one.
Okay.
Now I've been following this for ages. So can you see that?
Okay.
So this is Miggles on the
Yep.
monthly. Now people might call me crazy for looking at a sub 50 mil meme coin on the monthly, but to me that's a
Oh
great
no,
monthly
no,
chart.
you are crazy. Listen. First of
Yeah.
all, you are crazy. You're fucking nuts. Okay. If you're over here
This
buying
is the
Miggles, like
Miggles.
don't try to act all normal if you're over here miggling with Miggles. Okay. We're crazy. All of us are nuts. We're
Yeah.
completely bananas. And if you want to be normal, go get a job. Okay. McDonald's is
Yeah.
hiring.
So this is one of my biggest meme coin fans.
I think it'll fall another 90%.
It could go again down to here, by all means. I mean, I've already started adding in
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
dip down, and my
Yeah.
average price is actually down here. So I'm still up. I don't really
Yeah.
care how much further it falls.
Oh, but
But
this is
my
against
second
ETH.
biggest
Yeah.
meme coin
Like this
bag.
chart is
Yeah, and then
this is
so
charted against ETH.
yeah,
Can you pull up
I'll
dollars?
I'll switch to the dollar chart now, and you will probably see my technical analysis of Miggles.
I want to see some technical Miggles. All right.
So this is the Miggles chart against USD. So there's two things at play here. You could say that this could be some big sort of W bottom. The other thing you could say
Yeah.
is maybe a bigger cup and handle at play, or even a big wedge, whichever you want to play it. There's many
Yeah.
patterns to be looking at here. But for this,
Well,
me buying this here is basically like it was for me buying the turbo chart back at where are we? These levels down here. So you had to go through all of these to get to where we went up here, and this is where I think Miggles is in now. If you're going to compare that to Turbo, so the calm before the storm.
I love that. So like the fact that you know that this is the whole Coinbase story, and you know Coinbase has got it, and you know it's not listed on Coinbase, that is the edge that you need to have. In my perspective, that's the edge you need to have to
Yeah,
invest in something. You know, I knew XRP was doing all this stuff because of my position. Google my name, and you will realize, I have access to certain places other people don't have access to. So I knew things about XRP others didn't. That's why I put all my money into it. You knowing all this about Miggles is what gives you the edge, because by the time it gets listed on Coinbase, you're way back there. Now,
I mean it's already gone to
another,
200 million without a listing. It's now at 30.
yeah,
So you've easily
yeah,
got a 4 or 5x without it even being listed if it goes back to all-time high.
exactly. And when it gets listed, when Coinbase chooses a coin, that's not life changing money.
Yeah.
That's wife changing money. Okay,
I
like
mean,
that's a whole
another
different
one
level of money.
in the RWA space for people to research is Syrup. So it was Maple Finance. Now look at Syrup.
Wait, maple changed to syrup. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
Maple has
Okay,
changed to Syrup. So
all right.
you'd have to swap your tokens or whatever it is you've got to do. I did that a while ago, but yeah, Syrup's
Okay,
one to watch.
but that's not a meme coin though.
No,
That's
that's an
just a legit
RWA play.
RWA play. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, one thing to consider, like I work, being in this market for so long, I've built up like certain visualizations of the way that I think about the market. Right? We know everything is liquidity, right? If you haven't watched the Everything Code by Raoul Pal. What are you doing? Pause this video. I know it's live. You can't pause it. But like, go watch that. Okay. And that will teach you that Everything Code says everything is liquidity. Liquidity is money. But liquidity is called liquidity for a reason. It flows like water. Okay. So here's how I want you to think about it. If you look at all the money in the world, all the liquidity in the world, the vast majority of the liquidity sits in the debt markets. When they print money, aka create debt, they increase the water level in this giant ocean called the debt markets. Okay. That tsunami of liquidity takes time to propagate down to the stock market, which is like the sea because it's smaller, but the wave gets higher because the smaller sea, the wave would get higher. Then that propagates down to the beach, which is tech stocks. So the wave gets really high in tech stocks. That's why tech stocks make so much money. Then that wave comes to our little puddle on the beach called crypto. Now it's a pond. It used to be a puddle. Now it's a pond. Okay, little pond. The tsunami flows in and just blows up our entire thing, and insane waves happen. Complete demolishment, right? Now, when you imagine that puddle, that pond, Miggles is like a shot glass of water
So it's
in
a
that pond.
droplet.
It's a drop. It's a getting down to molecule levels, right? It's a drop. And the thing is that wave as it reaches the end, it gets all frothy, yeah? Like it gets all frothy. And those bubbles are what meme coins are. It's froth. We literally call it froth in the markets, right? But remember, a wave will hit the beach, then it'll get frothy. Then what happens to a wave? The froth
It
goes
retracts
away.
again.
It pulls back. First, the froth starts. First the bubbles pop. Then the wave starts to come back. Then the liquidity drains out of the riskiest, the thinnest part of the pond. Then it drains out of the pond. Then it drains out of the sea. Then it goes back to the ocean. Then the whole thing starts again. Where we are right now, that wave has propagated back. So you've seen Miggles go down. You've seen Turbo. You've seen all these meme coins that were at the tail end of this whole process go down. And now we're seeing the stock market finally start to go down. So that wave has come all the way back. Bitcoin is close to the stock market. That's why Bitcoin's going down last. So now people ask the question, is it done? That's like asking the ocean, are you done with waves?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, it's just going to keep going until
It's
you
the
die.
first
And
one
then,
of many.
yeah. And that wasn't even the tsunami. That was just a wave. Because what they're about to do, okay, the single greatest thing that stops me from having any fear about this market in this cycle is this single chart.
I think this is the one that I've used off of you as well. I use it all the time.
I bet everybody uses this by now because this is like
Yeah,
this one, yeah?
that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one. If you know what this chart says, it's over. Sell the house, sell the kids, sell the wife, like put it all in, okay? Don't sell the wife. I'm just kidding. Wives, these are jokes, folks. We're just kidding. We're crypto heads. We make really dirty jokes. Um, but this is the debts of the Fed going up. This is the balance sheet. This is the yellow is the wallet of the U.S. government. They have to print an ungodly amount of money over the next 2 years. This is a tsunami like we've never seen in history. Okay, look at like these are the waves that have happened last time. This wave was COVID. Remember COVID when they shut down the entire fucking world and they printed so much money that everybody couldn't believe they printed that much money? That was just this little pimple bump. They're about to release a tsunami upon the world of liquidity and money. It is going to send crypto to numbers that would just simply will not make sense. And if you think we're done, we haven't even started yet.
Yeah,
We're not even close.
100%. So in these times of turmoil or bear markets, as people are calling them, how do you stop yourself from going insane other than looking at that chart?
Well, I don't look at charts. Like, how do I go sane? I live in Bali, bro. I get up from this screen that's in front of me,
You
this
don't care
fake
what happens
reality.
anyway.
I don't care. Like first of all, let me explain it. First of all, for me, we're playing with house money from a long time ago. I can't lose money anymore. Remember, I focus on not losing money. So what we do is we put money in, it multiplies, we take our money out. Now I can't lose any money. The only time anybody gets angry is when you're losing your own money. Second
Yeah,
thing is me and my people all we've been trained to know that the number on the screen is not how much money you have. The number on the screen is not how much money you have. When the number goes down, that's not how much money you lost. You, love, never made money and you never lost money. If you made money, it would have been in your bank account. Okay? If it went up
Yeah.
to a milli, you never made it. If it went down to, zero, you never lost a million. Right? So we remember all that because it goes up and it comes down and then it goes higher and then it comes down. Like, who cares about the noise? I care how much did I buy, how much blood, sweat, and tears did I put into the market. That's a number I keep track of. And how much did I take out? And once I get to the point of my blood, sweat, and tears are out, I don't care. And same thing with all our community members, all our people. We've been in this game for a long time. The second thing
Yeah.
for us is like, look, money is fake. It's fugazi. It's made up. You know what's real? How I feel in my day. How how does my wife? I mean, I don't have a wife, but it's like, I imagine somebody's life. It's like, does my girlfriend hug me? Does my wife hug me? Do I have people around? Do I feel good within myself? Am I, having a good experience in life? So if the markets are down, here's the thing to do: don't look at your portfolio. You never made the money. You never lost
Yeah.
the money. If unless you sell now, you're not going to lose it. Get up. Try this. Try this. Get up. Go outside. Go outside.
Touch some grass.
Ooh, wow. Holy shit. Grass? Whoa, man. Go for a walk?
Yeah.
Maybe catch a sunset or something? How about
Yeah.
this? My mentor from Canada, who I built the weed company with, is a billionaire. And he's an oil tycoon billionaire. He was walking on the beach in Hawaii 6 years ago, and randomly a rogue wave hit him on the neck and broke his neck, and his legs don't work properly. One day he messaged me a long time ago. Okay. And he was like, brother, I would trade everything to be where you are right now. Because I posted a photo of me with my legs up, with having a 30-cent coconut on a beach in Bali while I was making $500 checks. And he was like, brother, I would trade everything to be where you are right now. And what he meant was, look, to have two working legs and to have the time to sit on a beach in Bali, doesn't matter if I only make $500 a month. That's more valuable to me than all my billions. So if you have two
Yeah.
working legs and you have people who love you and you have food to eat and you can have the internet speed to even watch this thing live, you are living the life that 99 out of 100 people wish they had. If you make
Yeah.
36,000 US dollars a year, you are in the 1% of the world. Come to
Yeah.
India. Okay. So if you don't count your blessings now, like, I don't know, you're never going to make it. Have gratitude for everything that you have today. And
Yeah.
here's another simple way to do it. When the market's down, try this. Meditate. Just meditate.
I've literally
Like,
just started.
dude, I'm going to
I'm on
send you my
five
folder.
days. I'm on 5
I love
days.
it. High fucking five. I'm going to send you my folder for the Joe Dispenza meditations. Okay. These are manifestation meditations. It's like you just sit there and do these meditations and you're thankful for the abundance that you already have. And then it just comes to you. Right. So yeah, meditate. Go do some other shit.
Yeah.
Trust me, it goes back up. Don't worry. It's going to be
I
fine.
mean, this kind of leads on to Stephanie's question from your community.
Yeah.
She's basically said, I mean, I think you partly answered it already, but we'll go over it again anyway. Um, I'm in crypto since 2021. For years, BTC only with DCA and buying dips manually. Now I've recently started using limit orders for dips. How the heck do you manage not to look at them every morning first thing and seeing that maybe something like Bitcoin has missed it by a couple $100 and not changing the limit order price?
Because I have a written down strategy and plan that tells me what I need to do, and I'm not allowed to do anything other than what it tells me to do.
Yeah,
Right? I have a strategy that says do this at this time. And when the strategy says set the limit order at this price, I set the limit order at that price. And if I feel like checking it, I can check it all I want, but it's not going to change. So, I have better things to do, so I go do other things.
yeah,
How do I not move the prices? The strategy says don't move the prices, just buy it.
yeah,
Right? So it's the fact that people don't have a framework, don't have a deep enough understanding, don't have a strategy that lends itself to all of this stuff, this kind of stuff happening. If you have a clear plan, you as a human and your emotions are not allowed to fuck with.
I mean, one thing I
Right?
use my limit orders for, so if my limit orders don't get hit, I just take it. It is what it is, and I'll use that money that wasn't used for a limit order to then go on a holiday or to something that I want, because it obviously wasn't meant to be, and that's the way it is.
Sure, but I follow a little bit different strategy. I set a limit order. First of all, I set limit orders that are stupid low, like
Yeah,
stupid
mine
low.
definitely
Like,
aren't yours, stupid. Like,
yeah, that's why that's why I call it the katana catch. Like, we are catching August 5th style yen panic style dumps, right? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, we're thinking of picking up SPX. It was at 50 cents. It's been, all the technicals say it's not going below 50 cents. It's been the strongest, blah blah blah. All the chartists are saying the same thing. I was like, let's set the order at 5 cents, 90% off.
yeah,
And this was 7 days ago or something. Okay, when the market should have already dumped and everything's done. And even somebody from the Real Vision community was like, "Are you crazy? You think it's going to go down another 90%?" And I was like, "I don't know, but if it goes down another 90%, I'm catching it." But it's been, my fundamental analysis said like it was very strong. It's been holding up.
yeah.
When macro pulls back, it'll tumble. Blah blah blah. Now it tumbled to like, what was it?
It's 33, I
Twenty
think,
eight
at the minute.
cents. Yeah, exactly. 28,
Yeah,
33. And now as the market finishes off what I think is going to happen, it goes down to close to 5. Now, my strategy is this: if it hits 5, great, I buy it. If it doesn't hit 5, I still buy it. I just manually go in and purchase for whichever price it hits, because I don't go on vacation because I'm on vacation all the time. I live in a place where people go to vacation. And then, so
yeah.
like, my life doesn't need a vacation, right? If
But
anything,
sadly, in the
my
UK,
life
you need a
needs,
lot of vacations.
trust me, bro, everybody needs to vacate the UK right now. Like, please vacate
Yeah,
right now. They are about to do the next wave of the shit show. There are multiple pandemics planned. There's mutating AI cyber attacks that are going to be released upon the world. There is crazy shit that's about to happen. Leave the UK now. Okay? I'm telling you
yes,
this. This is
we
the guy who
both are
who
crazy
left
conspiracy
Canada.
theorists.
Bro, this is from the guy who left Canada 6 days before COVID. Okay, I successfully nailed it, and I'm telling you this again. I literally just Google who I am, and you'll know that I'm not just some guy. I have a view behind the curtain, and they're all preparing for the greatest, insanest World War III that we've ever been in. Assets will go bananas, like they always do during world wars. But the real world's going to shit, and the UK, I'm sorry, is the
Yeah.
one of the
So
places that's
on the
going to get hit
topic
hard.
of that, not to try and get too doom and gloom, but what
Hmm.
continents are looking like the best hideout spots for this
South
sort of
South
stuff?
America, Africa, Asia. South America,
Okay.
Africa, and Asia. In Asia, you do not want to be in India. I'm Indian. I can tell you this. No India, please. Never go to India. Okay. Like, you want to visit? Okay. You want to meditate? You want to do the head shaking? Okay. But to living, no, not good India. Okay. Like, in Asia, Indonesia. That's why I'm here in Indonesia. It's one of the best countries to be. The people are the sweetest. Bali here. Oh my God, the greatest people. Uh, Vietnam, uh, Thailand's going to be good depending on if you're like in Phuket or areas like that. Uh, New Zealand, because the billionaires are all there. Australia, absolutely not. Please, I mean,
Okay.
unless you're in the boonies, Australia, there's no way. All of Europe is written off. Uh, South America, there's a bunch of countries. Central and South America, there's a bunch of countries. See, island cultures tend to be the best because island cultures
Okay.
have a certain way of living and a certain way of not give a fuckiness, where they just, they do what they do and they have their own kind of self-sufficient communities. Costa Rica, not bad. The infrastructure is a little weak. Uh, Uruguay, Paraguay, those are like half decent countries. So, you really have to do a lot of research on stuff, but like Mexico is not going to be the worst as long as you're just not getting murdered by cartels, right?
That's step
But
one for entering Mexico.
rule number one in life. No, in life, just rule number one: don't get murdered by a cartel. Rule number two: figure out the rest of life. But the reason why I'm here in Bali is because I did the analysis for 5 years before COVID because I was ready for the world to blow up, and I was thinking, where do I want to be, economically, life-wise, socioeconomically, quality of life, blah blah blah. Bali topped the charts like nobody's business. Nobody's business.
Yeah.
Colombia, surprisingly, Colombia's up there. People think Colombia is all
Okay.
cocaine and gangsters. No, like there's Colombia is really it's really nice.
Wow. I
But
wouldn't have said that was
the
on there.
first step before you, yeah, before you go anywhere, I would what I'm doing right now, and everybody I know is doing right now, is we're selling houses, we're selling watches, we're selling cars, we're selling we're selling fucking kidneys and sperm at this point. Okay, to put all the money we can into crypto in this dip, all the money that can be put into crypto in this dip to put it in. No Bitcoin. We don't buy Bitcoin. That's the safe people's game. You know, that game's basically done. But putting like right now is the time to lever up on risk. And I only say this once every 4 years, and I'm telling you this next 3 week period, 2 week period, 3 week period is the time to buy up all of these things for the cheap prices that they are, because you will never get an opportunity like this again in history. And then by the end of like this bull run, probably by beginning of 2026, sell it all, take your cash out, move to Bali.
Yeah,
That's my advice. Yeah.
totally agree. Obviously,
Yeah.
not financial advice, but
No, this is life advice. Okay.
life
This is
advice.
like real, actual life advice. This is how you should
Yeah,
live life, or do whatever you want. Nobody really cares. But like, if you really want to take control of your life, this is what I'm doing.
yeah,
This is what Alex is doing. This is what a lot of the crazy people are doing. So feel free to do that. Now, if you want to move to Bali, get in touch, because I move people to Bali with their crypto. Once you get really wealthy, you'll have tax problems, and you will realize how much money you're losing that way. When you come to Bali, it's 0.1% tax plus coconuts on the beach and
yeah,
housekeepers that cook and clean and do all the stuff for you, so you completely escape the matrix. It's like when I say escape the matrix, right? People think it's a money thing. It's like money doesn't help you escape the matrix.
no,
That
yeah,
that billionaire friend of mine, when he sent me that message, he was like, I would trade everything to be where you are right now. And I was like, man, you have a jet. Like, why don't you could buy half of Bali? Like, why don't you just come to Bali and hang out with your legs up? And he was like, brother, I can't. And I was like, why? He's like, I've worked myself into too big of a job here.
yeah.
He's
People
a
get trapped.
billionaire. He's a billionaire. And he's stuck
Yeah,
there. I was making $500 checks. I had more freedom, right? So money isn't the thing that helps you escape the matrix.
no,
The matrix is all the shit you have to do just to make life happen. Like wake up, make your own food, make your own bed, clean your own toilets, vacuum your floors, shovel snow somewhere, mow grass somewhere, commute an hour to work, do
yeah,
something you absolutely hate, and then rinse and repeat and do it again and again and again. Okay? That's why I love places like Bali. I don't do any of that. There's somebody who I pay $100 a month, and she loves it. She's a total sweetheart. She's like family, Gomang, and she cooks, she cleans, she does all of these things, so I can focus on sitting here shooting the shit with Alex, doing the more important things, right? So
yeah,
that is the way to fully escape the matrix. Now, I'm pretty sure at some point we got to end this thing, but I'm
yeah.
I'm happy to sit here and shoot the shit for as long as you like. But I think it's like 3 a.m.
No,
or something where you
yeah,
are.
it's good. I was going to say, so to wrap it up, if someone is looking to get in now,
Mm.
how in a simple step do you reckon they go about doing it?
Strategize, build a strategy,
100%.
like know thyself, and then failing to plan is planning to fail. So build a plan, okay? That like make sure it's written down somewhere. Make sure you're doing things from a place of strategy. Like I'm gonna, I've been doing this with people for a long time, but I'm not doing it anymore. Thankfully, guys like Alex are doing it. I'm gonna turn my whole process into a masterclass, which we're also going to share with your community. Look at all of these different perspectives, shamelessly work with Alex. Okay. Like I've vetted a lot of
Thank you.
people. The way he thinks about money, he has the right head on his shoulders. I met him through Real Vision, which is a vetted platform. So like hire somebody to help you not lose all your money, and then write down a plan, and then step by step execute that plan.
Yeah.
If you don't do
Action
that,
it.
you will lose all your money. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't deviate from that plan, otherwise you will just end up making it a hell of a lot more difficult for yourself than it needs to be.
Yeah. Like what would happen is people would come to me and they go, how much to work with you? And I'd be like, a lot, right? Because I'm an expensive guy. And
Yeah.
then they would go, no, 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 that's too expensive. I was like, love, that's fine. Like I only have limited people that I work with. That's fine. You know, my price is my price.
Yeah.
They would leave and go lose $100,000, or one lost $1.6 million. Comes back to me
Crazy.
and goes, fuck, I should have just paid you. I'll pay you now. And I was like, I don't, you
An
don't,
expensive lesson.
you don't, yeah, I'm like, you don't even have money anymore, bro. Right? Like you just
Yeah.
lost all your money. I'm not taking your money. You should have listened to it before. And it's also like, you know, right here, right now, you cannot pay people to sign up and be like,
Yeah.
hey, the best opportunity to buy is right now. And people are like, no, I'm scared. Okay. When the market tops and Bitcoin's at $109,000, it's at the tippity top, everybody wants to run in and buy Bitcoin specifically. And you're like, no, please don't. And they're like, I'm paying you to get me in. You're like, so this opportunity, it's like it's happening right here, right now, live. You can either capitalize on it or you can sleep on it, and then tomorrow you realize the market has left without you, and then when you try to chase after it, you'll get hurt. So yeah,
Yeah. You're buying at the price you deserve.
I love that. You're buying at the price you deserve.
Everyone ends up buying the
But
assets at the price they
that
deserve, ultimately.
that
Because if
is
you don't
that
listen
is
to anyone with any
ruthlessly true.
knowledge, it is, isn't it?
Yeah,
I always say it.
that's that's ruthlessly true. Yeah, you're buying at the price you deserve, because I
Yeah.
know, like I know bunch of people. But like, I'll give you one example. There's this girl, right? She's a good friend now, and she's one of my clients. She was actually the last client that I took on. Period. Right? And she intuitively picked up Bitcoin around 20K. Okay, and now with her strategy and her intuition, sold it at 108K. Rode it from 20K to 108K. Is waiting this whole dump, and she's gonna go back in and buy it again. Okay,
Yeah.
but her intuition was telling her to do it when everybody was telling her not to do it. When everybody
Yeah.
was scared about it, she was like, I'm going to ignore all that. My strategies at that point she went from intuition. Now, when everybody was saying, oh my God, we're all going to $1 million for Bitcoin, she sold it because of her strategy and plan, right?
Yeah.
Because of that, she deserves it. She's getting what she deserves, which is abundance and wealth and
100%.
complete freedom, right?
Yeah.
Anybody else who's sitting there tiptoeing through the tulips and like, kind of getting a little like if you're a scared, here's another thing. If you're a scaredy cat and you're like nervous, you're a nervous Nelly who freaks out at everything, and you're like, you're out this skittish thing.
It's
Don't,
not for
don't, don't
you.
enter the space. Don't enter the space. Definitely don't call him. Don't ever please get in touch with me. This place will shake you out and destroy you and leave you. If you're
Yeah.
somebody who's more emotionally stable and is capable and has gone through life and taken enough punches in your face to know that, a punch in the face doesn't mean you lose the fight, and stands up and fights, then you're the right person to do it. And otherwise, come hang out. We'll shoot the shit again.
Yeah.
This has been a real pleasure,
100%.
bro.
Have you got any final questions you think I could help with your community?
Yeah, when moon, bro, when moon.
Approximately 32 days.
I love it. See, I love direct answers like that. I agree. I think the money printing train is about to start. Let's give it a little bit of time. I think after the tax season, after April, let's fucking go. No, you already help enough,
Give me
bro.
a bit of
Like
leeway.
I
Give me
appreciate.
a bit of leeway, but 32 days.
I appreciate everything that you're doing. You always show up in the community. You're always present and
Thank
stuff. We
you.
appreciate you. Right?
No worries. It's been fantastic.
Absolutely. Now, wait. One last message. One last message. Life is about a lot more than money. If you make money the point of life, you will be poor, so poor that you'll only have money. Just think about that. Think
Yeah,
think about what the point of life is,
100%.
and live actual life, not just money. And with that, see you fuckers later.
Yeah. Adios.
Adios.